ability to be great. You have to be willing to activate the great from within. It starts with you, and it starts right now. Yo, what's happening? Greg Thomas and Tyler Davis in the house.
Back in the hot seat.
Ooh, yes. Loving all our friends that are clicking, liking, loving, subscribing, sharing.
It's amazing.
Oh,
truly appreciate it.
Tell your friends, you know.
Oh, yeah, tell your neighbors. Tell people you don't even know.
Oh, yeah. This is fun for both of us, right? All of us, everybody that's involved, right? Just because, there's some of this stuff like, you wonder where it's going to come from week in and week out. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, Not that it isn't always there, though, because it's just kind of fun. You kind of pluck stuff. What stood out today?
Yeah. There's always stuff floating around, man. It's just what are you tuning into today?
Right. You can put a perspective on certain things, and that's where a lot of these, the content for these calls come from. It's like, man, this is the stuff that fires me up, has fired me up for a long time. The exciting part is like, this is not rocket science, man.
No, man.
No. I mean, it takes some 1-2. I'm not going to say like it doesn't, because you got to be motivated. Not everybody's motivated. I get that.
Yeah.
Whatever.
You got to find that spark and then keep it going, but you got to be hungry for it.
Oh, you got to want it. Big fire, brewing, going, stoking, everything. You know what I mean?
But then you got to keep that fire burning hot.
That's it.
You got to keep it burning.
You got to stoke it. You got to keep it going. You got to, you got to make,
constant feeding it fuel.
Yeah, a little change, a little redirection. You know what I mean? Let's get some air in there.
Fluff it up a
Come
little
on.
bit.
Exactly. But you know what I get sick of hearing, okay, it's like folks just they don't even know what commitment is. Like, once you stick with something for a while, you know what I mean? You're always changing your hustle. Like, I'm going to go do this. Oh, man. Then, it's not like you go from one day, like, where I'm going to start lacing up my shoes one day. All of a sudden, you're in slip-ons. Like, now you're a loafer guy all the time? That's it?
Right. But stay the course.
Right.
Like,
you got to know what you want. You know what I mean? Where am I going? Where are these shoes taking me? What direction am I even going? If I stayed on this path long enough to even know where I'm at.
Circles back to something you've said many times, which is bet on yourself.
Oh, man. Yes. And conversely, don't give up on yourself, which you see a lot of people changing their hustle all the time because deep down they're really giving up on themselves. They're dodging, bobbing, weaving from the truth, whatever it may be. They're not trying to do the strength and the struggle. So, today we'll talk about 3 reasons to stop trying to change your hustle all the time.
Yeah, man.
Man, what are you selling this week, man? Come on, Kirby Kirk. What are you doing? Like, dude, you hitting door to door? You selling pizza coupons? What are you doing?
Right.
Oh, you got this, you got this, you got this. And hey, look, I'm all about staying employed, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But I think if you're changing your hustle all the time, I'm going to do this next Zach Morris thing to this, next Bitcoin thing to this, this, that, whatever it is, right?
Yep.
I'm fired up for 6 weeks, right? Why are you always changing your hustle? So we're going to talk a little bit about staying the course, why you should do that.
Oh, man, so many reasons.
Yeah. This one right here, we'll call this one Ken Griffey. Ken Griffey Jr., right? Okay? Take the same swing day in and day out. Come on. You think that Ken Griffey Jr. doesn't have the sweetest swing in baseball for a reason? Because he kept changing it up?
No.
Come on, man.
No.
That dude got in the batter's box, and dude, man, they put it on a shoe, they put it on a hat, they got a swing, man. Come on. I mean, the dude lit it up, okay?
Stay consistent.
Oh, dude, take the same swing day in and day out, and that is your salvation.
It is.
Okay?
I mean, that's one of those things.
From Mount High. Like, look, man, listen, it will save you.
Yeah. Yeah, we get on the phone day in and day out, whether it be, with a client or a prospect or something like that. We have the same conversation. There's a reason for that.
Yeah.
It flows. We're only Ricky Repeater to ourselves.
That's exactly right. It's only a broken record to us.
Yes.
And keep finding ways to motivate yourself. Like when I'm on the phone with somebody, I'm doing the same thing over and over again. Feels like from the outside looking in, like it's mundane, super repetitive. This is a process. These are consistent things that you do day in and day out to cultivate.
Right.
Fall in love with your craft, if anything.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, hone your craft. And there's a reason you do that. You fine-tune it, you find your swing, and then you just lay it out.
Exactly, dude. Like when I'm sitting here talking, it's like, how can I take something like mortgages and translate this and say this in a way that makes sense and they remember?
Yeah.
Not just glazed over, like that landed. So if you're getting bored with making all these calls all the time and dialing for dollars, that's what I call it. If you don't get excited for dialing for dollars, you're in the wrong game if you're in sales. Just get out. Just done.
Well, our industry is so cool because every situation is going to go so many different directions.
Oh, yeah.
That's part of the excitement.
It is. Day in and day out, you have to be knowing what guidelines are, staying up with the changes, knowing how to get a deal done, knowing how to have a tough conversation, not kicking the can down the road, not hoping for the best. Reporting the news. And we do it again and again and again and again. And then you got your lead generating activities. I mean, I'm spending 21 hours a week on lead generating activities. What are the rest of you doing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Am I getting sick of this hustle, or am I taking the same swing day in and day out?
I was just going to say, you're doing all that so that you have something to swing at.
Dude, you're falling in love with the process. So what we're really talking about here is falling in love with a process, okay, and stick to it, okay? Don't get hyper-focused on the outcome. You think, oh, Ken Griffey Jr. just got up and say, hey, I'm going to hit, 700 home runs. He didn't hit 700, but over 500. And it's like, no. He's like, look, I'm going to make this perfect. I'm going to get going, and it's money. One of my favorite sports events ever is when Ken Griffey Jr. and Sr. were on the same team in Seattle. They hit back-to-back home runs. No, come on, man.
Right.
Dude, there's like a unicorn was born that day. Okay? Like the stars aligning of people that fell in love with the process, and it became generational. Make it generational. So take the same swing day in and day out. Number 2, you're hiding from growth opportunities.
Yeah.
Said it.
Back there in the shadows
right.
again.
Mic drop. I mean, you just walk away from this. Like you're constantly changing it up. You might be dodging something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like what is it that you're running from? Like, why do you got to change? Why you got to change direction? There's a reason you decided to do what you're doing today. What happened?
Right. Were you really in love with what you were doing? Okay, that's fine. That's
or
one
did
thing.
it get hard? And there's the growth opportunity.
There it is. Maybe you're the chess king, ping pong king, whatever it was in your athletic prowess, whatever it may be, whatever you had in life you were really good at. You're the best speller. Okay, now you're not.
Yeah.
Okay, now what?
Yeah.
So you're just going to change it all out? Yeah, I'm not into spelling anymore,
Roll with it.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to focus on handwriting. You know what I mean? So what, you're going to be the Picasso of handwriting now? No one even reads letters anymore. I mean, obviously we're making light of it, but at the same time, you're talking yourself out of things. You're justifying what's going on. You're like, oh, hey, I'm going to move on away from this, just because, it's not about me anymore.
Yeah.
This isn't what I'm about. And sometimes that is the case, okay? But most of the time, people are just bouncing around, leapfrog, and just hoping they don't get smashed by a Mack truck.
Yeah, and because the Mack truck's coming.
Oh, financially especially.
Yeah, regardless.
You're going to keep yourself in the same revolving door.
I think part of what people miss out on when they do that is they never give themselves an opportunity to get really, really good at something.
Right, and that's a whole nother psychological thing in itself. Hey, do you want to be good at something?
Right.
Do you want to be, or do you just want to keep yourself in this messed up version of normal that you created a long time ago?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna keep hopping around from job to job, from opportunity to opportunity, and you never define yourself.
Right. Karmic cul-de-sac, like you're just doing donuts.
Exactly, and you're in a big wheel, and that's only cool for so long, right? I mean, you can have a drift car, big wheel. It's still like, look, man, you're still an adult riding a big wheel. You know what I mean? I don't care how cool it is.
That's
right. But sometimes you gotta grow up and be like, hey, look, man, I need to take a look inward. Like, hey, look, maybe it's me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So again, you're hiding from growth opportunities. Stick in there. You might learn something about yourself. You definitely will. Okay. And lastly, how do you know where you're going if you're constantly changing directions? You're always changing your hustle. You really may not have any kind of vision or any direction at all, right? And you're just like a charged particle bouncing from here to here to here to here to here and never landing anywhere.
Slow down.
Because you don't even know what you want.
That's the big thing right there. It's like you haven't even slowed down long enough to realize what it is you're even really after. Like, what is your destination?
Have you taken inventory, right?
Yeah.
What do I like? Put yourself in a place where you can feel good about what you're into, what you enjoy.
Yeah.
Okay? If you're constantly surrounding yourself with people that make you feel bad or weird about the things that you like, that you get joy from,
find a new circle.
Find a new circle. And you think these people around you, these things around you, these jobs around you, all these things are like, making you whole, and they're not. Mm-hmm. You just feel like you're lost all the time. So maybe get down back to your why. Stop going all these different directions. You're not a compass.
No, man.
You know what I mean? It's like, stay the course, figure out what you want, do some soul searching. Changing your hustle, it could be as simple as not knowing what you want.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
True north looks different to everybody.
It is all about perspective.
Yeah.
It really is. But to know where you're going, you really have to dive into where you've been.
Well, yeah.
And determine and kind of uncover what you want.
Because that's going to help you be authentic.
Well,
and when you're authentic and genuine, man, it don't feel like work.
Well, that's the thing. You end up finding something that doesn't feel like work.
Right.
It leads you to something that you truly do enjoy doing. And it may be something that you've never really given yourself permission to be excited about.
Yep. Yeah. Because those people around you kind of...
They did. That's part of it. Maybe dive down deep, find out what you're looking for, right?
Yep.
So, again, 3 reasons to stop changing your hustle all the time. Stay the course, player. You know what I mean? Number 1, take the same swing day in and day out. It is your salvation. It will save you. Number 2, you're hiding from growth opportunities. The strengths and the struggle. Things are going to happen. You got to stay in there. You got to stay in the game and grind it out.
Yeah, you do. Day in and
That
day
or
out. Stay committed.
Stop, stay where you're at, take inventory, find out, do I know what I want? Not, is this what I want? Do I know what I want before I go bouncing around? Okay? There might be some growth opportunities there. And lastly, how do you know where you're going? If you keep changing directions, how are you going to end up there? How are you going to ever have a true destination if you keep changing directions?
You can't.
It means you don't know what you want.
Exactly.
And put a button on this thing. Sit down, self-assess from a good place. Take inventory without judgment. It's like, hey, look, I don't like this. Give yourself permission to say, yes, you know what? I need to suck it up, Buttercup. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to write this out. We're going to redefine the process, get fired up, and just start doing things consistently, day in, day out, and stop making excuses. The grass isn't always greener.
Yeah, man.
Hey.
And when you make a commitment, stay committed to the commitment.
Oh, for sure. And grind. You got to get going, man.
Yep.
I mean, you just got to tighten it up and stay consistent.
Yeah, man.
All right. Get it. We'll catch you next time. Want to take a quick minute to thank our sponsor, ccmindiana.com, for all your mortgage needs. Very competitive, ready to rock, ready to help you be a pre-approved buyer that can compete. Ready to get pre-approved for your next mortgage? Stop by ccmindiana.com and see how we can help.